Good morning. I'm George Dean, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Urban League, a leading provider of human services in the Valley, and you are watching Urban Connections. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, you need to know that Urban Connections came about through an agreement with the Greater Phoenix Urban League and Channel 3 that we would bring you a program at least once each month to talk about various issues, situations, concerns, conditions, and so forth that are taking place not only here locally, but in our state and indeed nationwide. And today we got a very interesting topic for many of you out there, as we're going to be talking about housing and a big event that's coming up very soon. March 2nd, as a matter of fact, is the date, but you want to know about this. If you don't own a home and you would like to own a home, this is the show that you want to watch, because we're going to give you some very valuable information in terms of an event that's taking place, and you're going to attend that event and leave out of there feeling much better about the possibilities of you owning your own home. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
EVIT, the East Valley Institute of Technology, is so much more than a school. We are learning skills and earning college credits and certificates now, so we can get great jobs right out of high school and be better prepared for college. Now is what makes us different. We are doing what we love now. We are stepping into our future now. We are EVIT.
People start more than half the fires in Arizona. We can do better than that. Wildfires put both firefighters and the public in serious danger. All it takes is one spark or one careless moment to start a wildfire. Be fire smart. Secure trailer safety chains, tires, or anything under a car that could scrape the ground. Never leave campfires unattended. Always put them out cold. And never burn when windy. The use of fireworks, tracer ammunition, exploding targets, and other incendiary devices is always prohibited on public lands. Do your part to prevent wildfires, Arizona. Your firefighters thank you.
Welcome back. George Dean, President, CEO, Greater Phoenix Urban League, the leading provider of human services in the Valley. You are watching Urban Connections, and if you're just tuning in, you're just in time. All you missed was my introduction. And as I said during the introduction, we're going to talk about housing. You need to know that the Urban League, the Greater Phoenix Urban League especially, has been involved with housing for over 25 years now, that we've been trying to assist people to become homeowners, and once we went into that depression that we had back in 08 and 09 and all, trying to keep people in their homes, we do foreclosure prevention, counseling, and work with lenders and so forth to try to get your mortgages changed. We did a lot of things, and we're still doing that now, even, as well as offer first-time home buyers education. Like I said, we've been doing this for over 20 years now, and we've gotten good at it, and there are also some others that are doing the same thing. I have with me this morning as my guest Herb Jackson, the Vice President for Housing at the Greater Phoenix Urban League, and we're going to talk about an event that's taking place that not only are we doing it with the Greater Phoenix Urban League, but we've got some other organizations involved. So let me say, Herb, first of all, welcome to Urban Connections. It's been a while since we were on talking about housing and so forth. But tell us about this event. I mentioned March 2nd that you got an event coming up. What's going on with that?
Okay, thank you, George. Thank you for having me, and I'm happy to be here. And we want to make sure that everybody in the area, Phoenix metro area, knows about this. It's we call it the Greater Phoenix Free Homebuyer Event.
Free homebuyer.
Free homebuyer event, and
Okay.
it is absolutely, totally free. It's going to be an event that allows folks to experience a little bit of everything that we do. You were talking about the counseling and how we help people get their mortgages straight and those kind of things. Well, we're going to have at this event, we're going to have lenders there. Each person will get a copy of their credit report, and that's free. Each person will be able to meet with a counselor. We're going to have some workshops, particularly workshops on the basic homebuyer education. You know the course that we do at the Urban League every Saturday. It's an 8-hour, every fourth Saturday, I guess. It's an 8-hour course. We're going to condense that into 30 minutes to give them an idea of what they will be learning and what topics we cover. There's also going to be a topic on down payment assistance. We believe those are going to be very popular because we'll have, the state will be there, we'll have other folks there to talk about the down payment assistance programs that are offered and that are available to folks who are interested in but purchasing a home. We'll clarify just what a first-time home buyer is. A lot of folks believe that if I've owned a home in the past, I can't be a first-time home buyer. That's not true. So long as you have not owned a home in the past 3 years, you
Okay.
qualify as a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
So those are all nice things that are going to happen.
What about income? Do I have to make a certain amount of money to come, or can I make too much money and can't come, or how does that work?
Well, we're inviting everybody without regard to income at this time. The income only comes into play when you're if you're looking for down payment assistance.
Okay.
And if you, most of the programs for down payment assistance set a limit of either 80% of the AMI. AMI is the area median income, or 120% of the AMI. That's the cap. But someone who exceeds that doesn't mean that you can't come and you can't be educated on the home buying process. We find that the home buying process is really intimidating to folks. You end up, well, who do I get a realtor? What realtor should I use? Should I get a mortgage? What's a good mortgage? What's a bad mortgage? A lot of folks, regardless of how much money they make, that's normally not their area of expertise.
Okay.
And so we like to offer our services and the services of others there, because this is an event that is sponsored by Deutsche Bank. They're the ones putting it on. We will have, in addition to the Greater Phoenix Urban League, we have the Administration of Resources of Choices, that's ARC. Jacanas Por La Casa will be there.
Okay.
The Trellis, Newtown, and Arizona Housing Coalition, which is a coalition of all housing departments. They're there also. So we're going to have volunteers. State Farm's going to bring some volunteers for us. I know Chase will be there, Wells Fargo will be there, and several other local lenders.
Now, what about, do I have to come as a couple, or can I be single, or can I be same-sex couple?
We don't have any of
on that?
there's no restrictions on that. If you are interested in purchasing a home, or if you are interested in finding out whether or not you're qualified to purchase a new home, we invite you to come. Even if you say, I'm not really sure, maybe my credit's bad or that kind, we want you to come anyway, so we're going to expose you to the process. And if it turns out that you are not ready to buy a home now, that's what we're here for. We're here to assist you.
Okay. Now, I know you talk about credit counseling and so forth. Is there a score that I need to be eligible for a home, or can I improve my score if I got a low score, credit score, and so forth?
Yes. Depending upon if you're at FHA has no minimum credit, has a minimum credit score of 580. However, the different programs, down payment assistance programs, have higher scores than that. For example, the South Phoenix Village program. That's one that's over between the areas of 24th Street on the west, 32nd Street on the east, Broadway on the south, Rosier on the north. There's an area there where the city has purchased 121 lots. These are homes that are being built from the ground up, and they are offering $15,000 down payment assistance if you qualify. Now, the qualifications there is you cannot make more than 120% of the AMI for your family size. For example, that goes anywhere from a family of a single family of one from I think 34, 35,000 up to 109,000 for a family of 8 plus.
Okay.
So there's a lot of room there. The other question you asked was regarding if you have a bad credit score, what happens to, what can we do to help you? If you come to this event, the first thing we're going to do is put you with a counselor, and they're going to give you a 15, 20-minute summary of what we do in the counseling sessions, which obviously last much longer than that. From there, we will send you into where the vendors are. You can take a look at all the vendors who'll be giving out brochures on what type of loans they have and things like that. Then we offer 3 different workshops. There will be a workshop on the home buyer education. It's probably a half-hour synopsis of what we do in 8 hours. And then we offer the down payment assistance. There will be various down payments assistance programs that will be mentioned. And last but certainly not least will be the credit. We will be there to tell you how to read your credit report, what's on a credit report. If you see things on there that are not yours, and that's very frequent, that a lot of you pull a credit report and there are things on there that are not attributable to the person who the report's for. So we'll help you with those kind of things also.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and come back and talk some more about this free event that's coming up and taking place on March 2nd. March 2nd, 1 month from today. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
When you think of Miami, you think of, rich, glamour, but 5 miles away from the beach, there's people who've never seen the beach. I was confused why somebody was in this situation, especially in America. So when I started Joshua's Heart Foundation, it was a key thing to be able to engage youth in the foundation, to help them participate. I think passing on the torch and lighting a new flame in another person to do good is probably one of the bigger missions that I have. So we are each making a bigger difference. That's it, just giving back and producing love for everybody.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. Protected the weak and defeated the strong. Shown courage and compassion. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Weather alerts, interactive radar, and how much rain fell in your neighborhood. Download the AC Family News app.
Welcome back. George Dean, President and CEO of the Greater Phoenix Urban League, leading provider of human service in the Valley. You're watching Urban Connections. I'm talking with Herb Jackson, the Greater Phoenix Urban League's Vice President and Housing Director for the Greater Phoenix Urban League. We're talking about an event that's taking place coming up on March 2nd. Herb, you didn't give us where is this event going to be held?
Okay, the event's going to be held at the Black Canyon Conference Center. That's at 9440 North 25th Avenue. excuse me, Phoenix, Arizona 85021. There's plenty of parking, free parking there, and it should be a nice event. That's a nice conference center for everyone to come to. It's accessible if you need to ride the bus or whatever. There's bus routes there, and there's parking, plenty of free parking.
Give me that address again now.
9440 North 25th Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona 85021. It's known as the Black Canyon Conference Center.
If I'm not mistaken, that's between Dunlap and off of I-17,
Right.
between Dunlap and Peoria.
And
somewhere
Peoria,
in there.
yes, that's exactly right.
That people need to know about that. If you haven't been that far, you need to get out there. And what time you start?
Yeah, the event is from 10 to 2.
From 10 in the morning to 2. So you got time to wake up and get your coffee and
Absolutely.
get on out. And it's completely free.
Absolutely free. And another good selling point, a lot of folks want to know what their credit's like. We're giving away free credit reports, and it's going to be at least 2 of the 3. Normally, for when you purchase a home, they give you what they call a tri-merge, and that would be TransUnion and the other 2. This is going to be TransUnion and Equifax, I believe.
Okay.
But the scores, they'll give you what your current scores are, and they're going to hand them directly to you. No one else will see them other than the person whose credit report's being, because we're going to respect people's privacy.
If I'm not mistaken, you can pay for those credit reports in most instances.
Yeah,
right?
you can pay for them, but what we recommend, particularly to folks who are just getting started, is to go to annualcreditreport.com, and you can get a free one there. They don't give you the scores, but they give you what credits on your report, but they won't give you what the score is. We're going to actually give you the FICO score.
Okay.
And that's anywhere from 580 to 850, I think is the top you can go to.
Okay.
And we will then sit with you. Again, we don't have much time because we've kind of limited that to about 10 to 15 minutes, but we will give you a summary. You give us your report, we'll give you a summary of what's there, whether we consider if you have issues or whatever. For example, if you see collections on there, are those your collections? What you do with those collections? How do you get them off if they don't belong to you? Things of that nature.
I understand that can be a terrible ordeal trying to get these credit reports, get them to admit that they've made mistakes and take it off your report and all.
It takes a while.
Do we offer assistance in that?
Yes, we do that. What we do, we don't do it for you when people, excuse me, come to see me. I'll go over the report with them. The first thing I ask them to do is to read the report and verify whether or not every issue on there is theirs. Okay. And a lot of them say, I've never had this before. I don't even know this company. So the credit report, I'll explain to them how it works. There's a summary at the top. Then they list all of the different items reported and whether they're items that are joint items if it's a couple, or whether they're one applicant. And the next thing we'll go over, and they'll verify addresses. They'll verify your Social Security number to make sure it's the right Social Security number. They'll put the different places that you have worked, your employment. Then they list whether or not there are any public records, i.e. do you have judgments against you? Have you filed bankruptcy? Things of that nature. That's all on the report. And we go over that and show them where to find those things. The next thing, which is most important, it lists the name, address, and how to contact anyone who's reporting, whose name is on your report, so that you can contact that person in the event, or that entity, in the event that you say, this is not me.
Yeah.
And lastly, but certainly not least, we list the contact for the 3 credit reporting bureaus, so that the process says you write to the company that you say, this is not my debt. You send a copy of that to all 3 credit reporting agencies. And then you wait to see what the responses are. If you don't get a response from them, they can't show that it's your debt, then you write to the agencies and give them a letter that says, not my debt. They say it's not my debt. I want it off my report. Now, that doesn't happen automatically. It probably, yeah, right. It probably takes anywhere from 60 to 90 days sometimes before it's actually taken off your report. And that, of course, will raise your score.
Oh, one other thing. What about age? Can you be too young to buy a house, or can you be too old to buy a house?
You can't be too old. You can be too young because you have to be legal to contract.
Okay.
So, but you can't be too old. No,
Okay.
that would be age discrimination if they refuse to give you a loan based upon your age. So
Okay.
they can't do that if or too old.
Okay.
Young, it's easy because you're not legal to contract.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and wrap up this event that's taking place on March 2nd. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
By the time that we got up there, his room was filled with smoke.
The wind had blown and drifted the snow up against the side of my house, blocking the exhaust from my furnace.
I heard the smoke alarm going off in my friend's apartment.
Without the kid's smoke alarm, my son would not be here today.
And had it not been for that carbon monoxide detector, they would come to school and not have their teacher there.
I grabbed my fire extinguisher and put out the fire.
Get these essential products at Walmart.
If you're the victim of a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, you need to call Jimmy Cook with Cook Law for a free estimate of your case's value.
Insurance companies don't want you to call an attorney because they don't want you to learn how much your case might be worth. That's why we have attorneys standing by to take your call and tell you how much your case may be worth.
The call is free, so call Jimmy Cook right now.
Call Jimmy Cook right now at 602-638-2245. That's 638-2245.
When winter weather happens, more Arizonans turn to Arizona's family.
You can't see much up there.
We're going to have some tricky roads out there.
More reporters, more meteorologists.
A couple of inches are definitely expected for us.
Covering the storm from more angles.
The snow level is going to drop down to at least 4,500, maybe 4,000 feet.
From the high country,
we could see another 2 to 4 inches of snow.
To across the valley,
the rainfall totals continue to add up. We love it.
3TV, CBS 5. Arizona's family weather is Arizona's Weather Authority. Start your mornings with Olivia Fierro. Weekdays only on 3TV.
Welcome back. George Dean, President and CEO of Greater Phoenix Urban League, a leading provider of human services in the Valley. You've been watching Urban Connections, been talking with Herb Jackson, our Vice President and Housing Director at the Greater Phoenix Urban League. And we've been telling you about a free, F-R-E-E, free event that is taking place on Saturday, March 2nd. Saturday, March 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the Black Canyon Conference Center, located at 9440 North 25th Avenue in Phoenix. Free parking and free information. If you're thinking about buying a home, you can see on your screen there. You're thinking about buying a home, this is a free homeowner event, and you want to take advantage of this. This is going to be good. Herb, you mentioned that we're going to have lenders there like Wells Fargo, Chase,
right?
Bank of America.
Bank of America and other mortgage companies will be there also.
Mortgage companies, lenders.
There'll be realtors there. And also, as I said, the credit, there'll be someone there to pull free credit reports. That's another biggie.
A free credit report.
Credit report, which they get to take with them.
Okay.
And they will get at least probably 15, 20 minutes worth of explanation. It's not the same as an in-depth counseling session, but at least it gives them an idea what to look for on their report once they get it home. And we are encouraging them to contact the housing counseling agency that speaks with them to set up a free consultation. Our services, and we haven't mentioned this before, but our services are totally free. We do not charge any of our clients anything for the services we provide. That includes you mentioned the credit issues when we work with people who have credit issues, whether it's a loan modification we're helping somebody with, or if it's pre-purchase counseling, we do all that. Also, for those of you who, when you come to the event, or if you know beforehand that your credit is not quite what you think it ought to be, we'll be happy to have you come to that event anyway, and then set up meeting with a counselor, because that's another service that we offer to help you find ways to improve your credit score so that eventually you can be in a position to purchase a home if that's what you want to do.
Okay. And also on that flyer that we just showed, it says you can learn how much you can afford.
Right.
You know, so if you have visions of grandeur that you can only afford a $10,000 house, and there are no houses for that cost, or if you can afford a $150,000 house, or whatever the case might be.
Right.
You know, so, and this all information is done free of charge. And you mentioned that not only the Greater Phoenix Urban League is going to be there, but 5 other groups.
5 other groups, yeah.
Trellis and Chicano Polocasta, CPLC,
and Newtown, and also the Administration of Resources and Choices. They call themselves ARC.
Okay.
But and all of us are all HUD-approved housing counseling agencies. So only HUD-approved housing counseling agencies will be there.
Okay.
And just in the little time that we have left, so that you can understand why it's important to have the HUD agencies. HUD now requires that all agents be certified. There's a certification test that each agent who does this kind of work must take and must pass. So we're trying to get the public to understand that it's professional. It's not like voodoo economics or something. We are professionals like no more, just like a real estate agent would be, or the person who does your termite inspection, or the escrow person. We're all part of that process, and it's to your benefit to have us help you through that process. Some of the things that we do that others don't know, if you go for a loan and you get loan papers, you can bring those back to us. We'll review them with you. We'll tell you whether or not we, in our opinion, thinks it's a good loan. If it's not, we'll tell you why.
Right.
When you get your closing documents, the law now requires that you get them 3 days before closing. You can bring those to us. We will go over them to make sure that this document indicates and reflects what you think you're buying.
Keeping everything legit.
Keeping it all legit. So those are all services that the housing counselors offer free.
Okay, we're just about running out of time, so remember, mark this date down, Saturday, March 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Black Canyon Conference Center, 9440 North 25th Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. So, Herb, thanks for coming and sharing that information with us, and George Dean, see you next month. Talk to you next month on Urban Connections.